It's time for the monthly family budget report card in EveryDollar, where we talk about how to budget and budgeting for the family using our real numbers in the hopes that we can normalize discussions about budgeting and spending. We like to talk about budgeting so people are less uncomfortable talking about their own finances. And this month, I'm going to show you a good example of how a budget can get out of hand really quickly. Hi, I'm Wendy, Valencia. My husband Mauricio and I have been budgeting for more than a decade. At this point, budgeting is pretty much second nature to us, but it wasn't until we started reconciling our budget daily that we actually started making financial headway and reaching goals. And we've had a couple of months in there where we did not reconcile daily, and sadly, this month is kind of one of them. Today, we're going to talk about how little things add up quickly. And I'm not even gonna lie when I tell you that I almost decided to skip this month's budget report card because it was that heinous. But the upside is that there is a learning lesson in here for everyone. Reconciling daily is key to having a successful budget. So why did we stop reconciling daily this month? It was actually not just one reason, it was actually three reasons, which if you follow me on Instagram, you already know about, but let's discuss it here for those of you who don't actually follow me on Instagram, which is, why don't you follow me on Instagram? Shouldn't you follow me? Seriously. So at the very end of last month, I started having catastrophic computer failures, and it was disastrous. I lost 6 weeks worth of work on my website. Since I was having computer issues, I was ignoring the budget and focused on trying to redo the site. But I got all caught up around the 10th of the month, and I got like the first 10 days caught up in one day. So it wasn't like day-to-day reconciling. Then around mid-month, as I mentioned in my video last week, I stopped budgeting for an entire week because I was trying to gauge how much time I needed to do YouTube stuff, which on a side note is a lot more hours than I actually have in a day. And then the third thing, my mom went into the hospital. And so I didn't even think about reconciling. I was barely putting out one video a week. But she is home now and she's doing amazingly well. So my mom being in the hospital additionally caused a ton of eating fast food out in the last half of the month. So basically I reconciled my budget twice in the entire month. And yeah, so there's that. So let's check out what actually happened this month and how bad it really got. So our income this month was $15,945. And this was not our actual income. We did have to move about $1,500 from next month into this month to cover the overages. In the utilities category, we spent $440.61. That was $270 for our storage unit, $170.61 for our mobile phone, and we spent nothing on Skype this month. And I know you're going to ask why we have a storage unit, so I'm going to point you down to the description box down below because there is a whole video that explains our storage unit. It's legit. In the food category, we had another eating out disastrous month, but oddly still only 8% of our income. So we spent $1,212.68. That was $762 on groceries from the grocery store. I don't know what we were eating that was so expensive, but apparently we were eating a lot of it. We spent $80 on school bucks, which is Melina's lunches at school. We spent $46.94 on Home Chef, which actually isn't Home Chef. It was Purple Carrot. It's a vegetarian version of Home Chef. I just put it in the Home Chef category. I was trying it out. It was really good. Young Kids, we spent $47.94, and we are going to be stopping Young Kids. We loved it. Melina loved it, but it was an expense that we felt like at this point is not something we need to continue, and we're going to cut way back on Home Chef too, because our food budget is getting out of control. So we're trying to rein it back in. We'd like to keep it around $650 a month for everything. And then we spent $275.74, and that was all fast food. And I am not kidding when I tell you this is one of the areas of our major budgeting failures this month, because each time we went out, it was like $25. It's only $20 is the battle cry of those who are budgeting failures. So here is my advice. Learn from my mistakes. If you hear yourself saying it's only $20, you should know that you need to reconcile your budget immediately. And FYI, the same holds true for it's only 100 calories. Put down the bag of Skinny Pop and walk away. In the automotive category, we spent $195.03. That was $177.03 for gas and $18 for parking at the hospital. In the insurance category, we spent $466.81. That's $219 on our car and renter's insurance, $200 on my life insurance, $35.81 on Mauricio's life insurance, and $12 on CMFG life insurance. In the childcare category, we spent $753. So the first thing you're going to notice is that our SAC payment didn't actually clear before the end of the month. So you'll see 2 payments next month for a total of $1,216. So while it's still in the budget, actually the money just got carried over to the next budget. And $145 for summer camp, which is for the bus to go to one of her camps, because the bus picks up like right near my office, so I can just bring her to the bus, drop off, and then go straight to the office and then pick her up at the bus stop on the way home. So it works out perfectly. The only way it would work out better is if they brought her to my house for me. In the medical category, the category that is going to ruin me financially, we actually have started really budgeting money in here for expenses that we're not necessarily anticipating, because I am tired of being $1,000 over budget every month. So Mauricio spent $227.07 at various doctors and on medication. Melina spent $178.10, and I spent $596.95. I know, I'm the big winner. In the clothing category, we spent $82.68. And while I didn't plan on spending any money in this category, Mauricio put on his bathing suit for the first time this summer when the pool opened, and we very quickly realized that we were supposed to have put a bathing suit in the budget for him several months ago, because at the end of last summer we were like, Mauricio, you've got to get a new bathing suit this year. That one you've had for like 17 years and it doesn't fit right, and yeah, you need a new bathing suit. So we had agreed at the end of last summer that this summer he would buy a new bathing suit, and we both forgot. So we went ahead and ordered one from Banana Republic, and it got here yesterday, and he tried it on, and it does not fit. So I don't know if he's just going to take it back to the store and try on some there and see what he likes, or not. I don't know what we're going to do, but the man needs a bathing suit. So the one thing you should know about me, because I know I said he bought a Banana Republic suit, is we generally buy brand name clothes, but we usually buy them on significant sale, or we buy them at Poshmark. But there are a few things that we will not buy secondhand, and underwear and bathing suits are 2 of them. So we definitely had a need for it, but there weren't any real sales because it's like peak bathing suit season. So like in 3 months, the bathing suits will be super cheap, but today, not so much. So in the Melina category, we spent $599.98. We spent $280 on Spanish classes, $212.25 on swimming. So we have the last month of winter swim for $99 and then summer swim team registration. We did not spend the $10 for miscellaneous school expenses, but it looks like I forgot to remove it. And we spent $47.73 for soccer, which is socks, new socks, and shorts. And then we spent $50 for Girl Scout registration for both Melina and I. In Mauricio's school category, we spent $851.79, $20.69 for school supplies, $561 for one class that he is taking. So the class he registered for last month got canceled, so he had to register for a new class. So rather than crediting the school, they sent us the money back and we had to repay for it. So that money actually came from last month's budget, kinda, if you do it that way. And then we spent $190.79 fixing his computer because he is taking a CAD class now and he's got an older laptop. And so we were trying to get it where as cheaply as possible so it would be functional with CAD, but we wouldn't have to buy a whole new computer right now. So I figure for less than $200, we're doing okay. It's a decent computer. It's an old Mac, but it works. It works great. So, a couple more years and then we'll be set. In the work expenses category, we spent $101.10. That's $19.49 for office supplies. That was command strips and pens, I think, for my office. And then I spent $81.61 for just random expenses on my trip to Louisville, Kentucky. And so I'm going to get reimbursed for those and I'm going to have to pay my travel expense bill next month. In the YouTube category, we kind of had a debacle. And we spent $303.57. We spent $4.50 at TubeBuddy, $6 at Backblaze, $9 at Morning Fame, $19 at Later. Sauna was kind of a disaster. I love Sauna, but when I registered, I entered a credit card because it asked me for one. I must not have been paying attention because I shouldn't have had to enter a credit card for a free program. It's a program management software. And so I'm using it to organize like my website and my YouTube videos and create processes for how I do everything. I guess when I entered my card, it automatically upgraded me and it gave me 5 seats for a sauna. And it was $37.50. And when I got charged, I kind of freaked out. I was like, I thought this was free. What the heck? And so I went ahead and contacted them and canceled the plan and said I just wanted to use the free version, and they told me how to do it. And they were very nice, but they obviously weren't going to give me my money back because I did pay for a month. So I had to buy 2 external hard drives and I did return one, but those 2 together were $207.59. I bought them because I was having problems with the one. I was losing data off of it and I couldn't figure out why. Fortunately, because I used Backblaze, it was all backed up. But I was concerned. I had bought a 5 terabyte external hard drive, not a 4 terabyte. And I think the 5 terabyte external hard drive might be a little bit unstable. I got another 4 terabyte and I haven't had any problems with it. And then I had a couple of teleprompter apps, which one of them I didn't like and I returned. So that $19.98 is actually not the amount I spent. I want to say it was like $6.99. In the straight up luxuries category, we spent $461.46. That's $200 for Blow Money, $38.95 for iTunes, $14.95 for Audible, $3.99 for Amazon Music, $160 for a bike for me, $32.58 for date night, and $10 for a mini golf party with Melina. So I know you're wondering why I bought a bike. Well, Mauricio has decided that we need to bike as a family. I'm not a particularly enthusiastic biker, but I'll ride a bike. So I got on Craigslist and I legit found the cheapest quality bike I could find. I got a Electra Townie, something like that, for $160. It was, used. It has been working great, and we have actually been riding bikes with Melina because now that she's a bike rider, she always wants to ride her bike. So we've actually been riding bikes with her like several times a week, and it's kind of fun. But they always make fun of me because I'm a lollygagger and kind of like hang out in the back. In the giving category, we spent, hold on to your britches, $2,749.35. I think we were feeling particularly generous this month. So in the giving category, we don't actually break it down on YouTube. And the reason is because not only do we have charitable giving, we also have birthday giving. And I usually have gifts for birthdays listed by name, and then our charitable giving, I have the actual charities or church or whatever it goes to. In the miscellaneous category, we spent $229.64. We spent $52.99 on 2 car organizers and trash bins for the car because the cars were getting disgusting and it was driving me insane. We spent $25.18 on boxes to pack up some stuff on my mom's to make it easier for her to get around. After she got out of the hospital. We spent $49.79 on water bottles for the bikes, all 3 of them, and a bell for Melina's bike because she had to have a bell shaped like a hamburger. I didn't buy it. I would not have bought a bell-shaped hamburger or hamburger-shaped bell. We spent $9.99 for a milk frother, just one of those you stick it in and it foams up your milk so you can have cappuccino. We spent $42.08 for a cordless phone to replace another phone, $8.58 to replace pop socket that popped off the back of my cell phone. We spent $12.16 on candy flavoring for Melina's medicine. If you have a kid that has to take a medicine, this is awesome. So I'll put a link down in the description box, but the candy flavoring, it's like the liquid drops that you use to make like hard candies. And so we got her a cotton candied flavor and also the orange flavor because those are her 2 favorite flavors. And then we put those drops into a bunch of simple syrup. So you mix those 2 together, but you make it like extra strong, and then you put the medicine in the syringe and then fill up another portion of the syringe with the syrup, and it kills the taste of the medicine. Normally, Melina doesn't have a problem with medications, but she does take one medication that is flavored horribly. And I've actually tasted it because she was complaining about how bad it tastes, and it was super bitter. It was awful. Like, imagine chewing up like a Zantac kind of medicine. It was so gross. And now she takes her medicine like a champ. No fights. She loves it because it's full of sugar. Because Mary Poppins knows a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. We also spent $20.41 on a bike helmet for moi because I bought a bike, I had to have a helmet. And we spent $8.50 for prank supplies for a prank that Mauricio pulled on one of his coworkers, because Mauricio's a prankster. In the beauty category, we spent $195.66. We spent $97.26 on hair supplies. That was haircut from Mauricio, haircut from Melina, and I want to say like a couple of things of shampoo for me. And then $10.75 for nails because I like to have my nails done. And I do them at home myself rather than paying the $70 for a mani-pedi, $80 at our local nail salon. And we spent $87.65 on dry cleaning. And the reason it is so high is because we had one of Mauricio's favorite shirts had a hole in it. So I did pay for them to tailor it because I don't sew. In the saving for the future category, we put $1,000 towards buying this house because we are in the process of working out a plan to purchase this house from my parents. And we have paused our debt snowball sort of because we aren't exactly sure when it's going to happen based on, my parents' situation. It could happen sooner, it could happen later. So we do need to prepare for it. When it does happen, we'll be ready and we can get the best possible interest rate for a mortgage for this house. We will eventually be saving for our homeowner's emergency fund and then grad school expenses. And so there's going to be a lot of saving coming up as we're paying off our debt gradually. Ideally, we would like to go ahead and continue funding the snowball, but until we know when my parents are planning on leaving, we need to be saving more than we're paying off debt. So fortunately, I put this $1,000 away at the beginning of the month, so we didn't actually spend it with the overages, but mathematically it actually works out the same because we took money that was going to this fund for next month out. So, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other, basically. In sinking funds, we have our normal $1,900 worth of sinking funds. We have $1,000 for our trip to Colombia in August. And we will be obviously killing that when we go on our trip. And so our sinking funds will go down to $900 a month after August. We have summer camp for $200. We are saving $150 a month for medical, which we plow through. $100 for car repair replace. $300 for Christmas. $100 for an emergency trip to Colombia should Mauricio have to go on an unplanned trip back to Colombia. And $50 for miscellaneous school expenses for Melina. So as you can see from our remaining category, we have decimated our sinking funds over the last few months. And a lot of that was that tax issue that we had this year. But we had to come up with cash. And so our trip to Colombia was directly impacted, and a lot of the other sinking funds were directly impacted, the ones that are less emergency like. So we did what we had to, but at least we had the cash there. In the debt payoff category, we put just under $3,000 to debt this month. We put $1,000 to our car, and that's actually 2 payments because there was one at the very end of the month and then one at the beginning of the month. And why it was $1,000, I don't know, because my car payment is normally $465 is what we pay, but it's $1,000. So then we did $1,800 to USAA, and that is normally $600 every 2 weeks. But because this month was a 3 paycheck month, we had 3 payments this month. And so that's $1,800, and then $184.60 for Mauricio's school loan. And EveryDollar says it's a zero budget, and we have spent every single cent that we have. So thus far in 2019, what budgeting lessons have we learned? For March, we learned that you must always use the exact same system to budget every single month, lest you forget major components to your budget. And this month, we learned you must reconcile almost daily if you want to be successful in your budget. So here's hoping that 2019 does not hold any more insightful lessons for us, because I'm okay with not having any major budgeting failures for the rest of the year. So I'll see you in the next one. See ya. We're out.